because he's always like that too. And we talk about, you know, it's because we're eating better and because we're doing those things and stuff. So yeah, he's always so fun to see in his
That's
music and his
awesome.
love for music. He's always got something to talk about.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Hmm. All right, so here we go. I'll cut off all this gibberish at the beginning.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Well, I want to welcome you to You, Me, and a Cup of Tea. I am here today with a very special guest. This is King from the class of 2012. Am I right, King?
2013. Yeah.
2013. Yeah, okay, so I was close. My middle daughter's age range there. And King is a from Mill Creek. He lives in Mill Creek now. He went to Jackson High School as part of our music program, and he's quite the artist now. And he's got some album stuff to talk about. And he's got all kinds of cool stuff going on. And I wanted to bring him in so that you could meet him because he's a fellow Jackson band student. Because once you're one of my kids, you always are. So super excited to have you here, King. Thanks for making time for me in your busy days.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, first of all, what's coming up for you musically? Tell us a little about that, and then we'll go back and talk about how you got there.
Yeah. So actually today, my single Black Man just came out. It's on all streaming platforms. Last week, the music video to that song came out. And shout out to the Everett Herald, which is a local newspaper. They covered it. Sarah Bressel, who's also a former Jackson student. I don't know if
One
you
of my
remember.
band kids, she played for.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, Sarah Bressel. She didn't write this one for me. One of her colleagues did, but she has covered me in the past. So she helped make this possible again. And then I also got highlighted on the KEXP website, which is another local music platform out in Seattle. Covered me about it as well. So yeah, it's been, and of course the Everett School District also shouted me out too. So it's been a crazy but very blessing couple weeks. So I've just been excited and all that's out, and just focusing on the marketing and all that stuff, and getting ready for the next things to come in the spring. But yeah, in the meantime, Black Man's out, and kids can go check it out on everything. KingDow is my artist name, KingDow, and it's one word.
Tell us
Yeah,
tell us about this piece in particular. What is it? An original that you did? How'd it come
yeah,
about?
yeah. So Black Man, it's an original song written by me. I wrote the lyrics, produced by my good friend Jonathan Bumpus. We went to Whitworth University, which is a college in Spokane that you, Miss Moffat, helped me to get plugged into because my senior year, I wasn't like I was thinking about community college because like as we all know, like college can be very expensive, so I wasn't really like worrying about trying to send applications to all these places. But you found Whitworth, and they were looking for bass players and giving out scholarships. So I applied and I got accepted and all that stuff. But long story short, that's where I met my good friend Jonathan, who did jazz band with me, and we've kept in touch. He's in Michigan now, but he's one of my producers who produced this song. And it is the videographer who made the music video, Zach Purnell, who also went to
I
Jackson.
remember Zach. Yep.
Yeah. He's my videographer. We've been working together for 4 years now.
Nice.
And then the cover art, which was done by Yahara, she lives in Arizona. And then I recorded it, got it mixed at Fibonacci Studios in Seattle. Shout out Robert Ironman, he's one of my mentors, and he's also the owner, and Lake Stovall, who's my engineer, mixed it, and I got recorded from my good friend Malcolm, or Crazy Mac as he goes by on Twitch. So yeah, just the in-house team just helping me put this record together. It was written back in October. And I came up with the idea because of like everything that's been happening with the COVID and just this new world that we're living in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, that was basically me just expressing my thoughts of how I felt things are, what's happening, how people are feeling, how I was feeling. I started meditating and doing all these different things I wasn't doing prior to COVID. So yeah, that's how it came to fruition, and yeah, how the whole idea came about.
Well, hopefully we'll share some of that. We'll share that recording with the kids at the end of this so that they can get a peek at what you've got going. Um, um, Tell us a little bit about your experience as a musician as in high school and how it shaped your life and that.
Yeah, so coming into high school, before high school, I w- I'm a bass player, as you know. I started playing bass when I was 10, but even younger than that, I started playing violin. And it's funny. leaving middle school, I was going to go to, if I didn't move school districts, I would have been in the Kamiak school district, which is, I guess, the Michael Taylor
Don't
school
break my
district.
heart.
Yeah. It was a close call because during my 8th grade year, I was in Virginia with my grandparents, and we came back, and I didn't end up going to Kamiak, and I was super disappointed because I spent all this hard work trying to be a violinist, and I was killing it, like, and I was really good at reading treble clef and all that stuff,
Ah,
and I was a first chair. But then school districts. I moved to Mill Creek, and I ended up going to Jackson, and they didn't have an orchestra, so I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I was like, oh, well, I play bass, so I guess I'll pick up this upright. And I was like, how hard could it be? And realized it was a big learning curve. Like, yeah, everything was the same to a degree, but it's like riding your bike without training wheels. So
yeah.
yeah, because no frets and all that. So it was definitely different, but through I started in concert band. Freshman year was concert band. uh my freshman year, you weren't there. I think you were having some health issues around the time.
Yeah, I had
This is
lots of those when I was in the olden days. Yes.
Yeah, 2009. So the substitute teacher, he was that crazy, what do you play, that harmonica, whatever, long hair, I forget his name, but
I don't remember. Oh, well, I'll think of it in a minute.
yeah. So there's a substitute. So I would see you here and there a little bit freshman year, but sophomore year, I think. Yeah, sophomore year is when I really got to know you and stuff. Because sophomore year, I think I was doing symphonic band. Yeah, symphonic band. And still playing bass, and throughout all, and at the same time, I got introduced to the jazz band from watching a concert, seeing James Proud, Walter, that whole crew playing, and I was like, what is this? This is
Uh,
so awesome. I want to be a part of this. So yeah, sophomore year, I tried out for the jazz too, or for jazz in general, and got put into jazz too. But throughout those 2 years, I was trying to teach myself reading music because all these kids around me had private teachers. I didn't have one. I didn't know where to get one. And trumpet player, I forget his name, but he helped me a little bit. Short gray hair. I don't know if he works there anymore. Um, and at the same time, I would just like, from my memory of treble clef and understanding the pattern, and knowing that they were different, but it was similar in some ways, and just trying to find the acronyms to it to figure out reading notes. I was just teaching myself every day. And then junior year is when I got into jazz one. By some miracle. I still don't know how, but I got into Jazz One, and yeah, that's Jazz One's when I started forming my own crew. I'd say, in a way, like, that's Michael Henning, that you know.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Michael Henning, piano player. He's also another producer. He's been on my earlier records as far as my solo music. And then of different drummers like Brendan Marr, Brendan Legault, um, sometimes Caden.
All my
Yeah,
band kids, you
yeah,
guys still
yeah,
making
just
music.
we were just all always making music and stuff. And senior year is when, as we're wrapping up, a lot of stuff happened that senior year, with like the Canada trip, where we got to win that big jazz festival, which was a really cool highlight, and all the other stuff we did. And I think junior year too is when we got to play on the stage of Carnegie Hall. No, not Carnegie Hall. That one Idaho jazz trip.
Lionel Hampton Jazz
Lionel
Festival.
Hampton, Lionel Hampton Jazz
Yeah.
Festival. Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff like that. But throughout this whole journey through high school, at the same time, like, I was still like, as my skills were developing, so was my maturity. Because, as you know, freshman year, I wasn't like, I was having fun, but like freshman year, I've noticed is when like kids try out band, and the next year, sophomore year, is when you see, okay, who's really here for the music. And I was always there for the music, but at the same time, I was always like getting into things because one of those kids, like, I can be cool with everyone. I'm cool with the band kids, the quote unquote jocks, like the sports
Mhm.
team, everyone, So I had a lot of those circles around me. But yeah, we would just like skip band class sometimes, because you know, and try to get away with stuff because there's so many kids. How can anyone catch us? But yeah, you ran into me one time. You're like, all right, King, like, you're an awesome kid, but I have to write you up. You have to go to attention and focus. And you're basically just saying, like, you see a lot of potential in me, but you need me to learn this lesson. And that was a big wake up call for me, because it's like, whoa, okay. She called me out, but at the same time, like, she sees me, like, you know doing things, and going
Mhm.
somewhere, so I have to buckle down. So yeah, that during that light of fire under me to, like, really, through those next 3 years, just really work on myself and work on my music. And yeah, just just be the best I can be. So yeah, I have to give it all to you. You know, I'd say it's actually fun. I did an Instagram live yesterday with a lot of my fans, and Nala Fritz entered, and I
Oh,
was
no, no.
yeah, and I was telling her like the top three women that have like really like helped develop me. Mom number one, and then you and Lesley, you and Nyla. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
that
yeah.
means the world, King. Thank you.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, high school it went by too fast. I found myself missing it sometimes, but you know, like I wouldn't change anything about those 4 years. Yeah, it brought me here. So
Well, online band's a whole different ballgame than inline or in-class ensembles, and it can be kind of hard. And
mhm,
online learning, when you go to school on March 13th and then it's ripped out from under you, and
mhm,
now we're almost a year into this, it can be discouraging. I've been so impressed with the band kids, though. The creativity, the art as artists. They're growing as artists, not just as second clarinet players. They're creating so much. And so it's been a really neat opportunity. But yes, I miss the in playing and doing all that with the kids. But what I'm seeing in them is this resilience. And when things are hard, can you think of an example maybe when stuff got really hard, and you had something you wanted to achieve, and you had to overcome some obstacles, and how you managed to do it when it really gets hard? What motivates you? How do you do that?
yeah, I mean, I'll use the example of kind of similar to what the kids are going through now with all this online stuff. My freshman year, number one, I suck at math. I've gotten better, but I still do not like math like that. Like learning music and theory and all that stuff helped a little bit. Like, and of course, with my music business, I need to know numbers, but at the same time, math has always been my kryptonite. But freshman year, I was taking an online math teaching class with Mr. Anaya, and it was weird because like we were in class, but like he wasn't teaching. Like he would just tell us where to go online, and like that's where we would do everything with no help essentially. And so like it's kind of similar to this because like I mean like there's no interaction with anyone. Like yeah, you can like talk to your classmates and stuff, but like you're kind of on your own. And that wasn't good for me because I mean I failed. So I had to retake algebra my sophomore year. Um, thankfully with a new environment because it wasn't online anymore. But during that year of struggling and going to the next year, what helped me to overcome all that was learning from my mistakes, learning from my failures. Why wasn't this working? Oh, okay, I wasn't paying attention to this concept. Like how can I how you know, oh, I wasn't writing notes. I wasn't really like I wasn't finding something interesting about this to help me. Because I one thing I've noticed about just with me, just with people in general, is like the reason why we struggle with a lot of stuff is because like it's hard for us to find the interest in it, you know, and the reason why it matters. So when you can understand that why and how it correlates to you, and just seeing it in the grander scheme of things of like if I can overcome this little thing that is bothering me, I can overcome anything with the same approach, you know, with the same approaching with the same confidence. So I think uh you know the theme is to yeah just come into it with focus and understanding that this is just an example of like what the world can throw at you because the world's not going to stop throwing stuff at you. It's always going to throw circumstances and issues and stuff, but that's part of this. We're living a real life movie. This is our story. So and we're the
Mhm.
heroes, so we have to just you know just find different ways to you know just keep growing and keep accomplishing. And yeah, it makes us smart because like if everything is working in our favor, we're not learning anything, you know.
For sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and
Yeah.
life is all about learning, I think.
Mhm. Cool.
Mhm.
Well, can you share your video with us, or your new video, so these guys can get a taste of what's going on? Oh, I have to make it so you can share.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's do.
This
Oh.
techno whiz, you won't believe how good I am with technology now, King. Let me so you're gonna click the share screen button,
Got it.
and then
Okay.
there will be two boxes in the bottom. You wanna click for sharing your computer audio. There
Is,
you
is
go.
is this working? You see it?
Yep.
Perfect.
Your your video's freezing up there. Did you click the two buttons on the in the window that popped up when you shared your screen? Because all of a sudden your video is lagging a lot.
Would you rather meet here? Do is I'll share the chat, and you want to pull it up on your
We'll
end.
do that. Let's try that.
Okay, so I'm going to the
Oh,
chat. Wait.
Just this happens to us all the time, and you mean a cup of tea too sometimes if a kid's on a school device and we can't get to something. So we're getting pretty good at this.
Awesome.
And yet, and a year ago at this time, I couldn't even put an assignment on Canvas. I didn't have the kids do enrichments because I couldn't figure out how to put them on Canvas. Now, now I got real good at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was doing some English teaching and I had to deal with campus a lot. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so the link is in the chat.
I got you. All right. There we go. I'll do a screen share. Oh, wait. My cat
Hey, cat.
teaches. Yeah, this is my co-teacher. The Cat in My Lap. That will be my next book. All right, I'm going to mute myself while I play this. So if I start singing along, not everybody will hear me.
Sounds good.
All right.
We are interdimensional beings having a human experience. Let it begin. Okay. Yeah. I said, yeah. Okay, when I come to another land, this is the plan to be known in the motherland, to be global, all across, call me Peter Pan, I stay mobile when I move in a minivan, keep my hair long, call me Mr. Cusco, I'm a black man, living like I'm supposed to, but immortal, through the portal, third eye realize me no so-so, lost my job but I come bounce back, gotta work for myself, I do not look back, fuck the government word, they do not know shit, jack, people looking for help, do not trust their trap. I meditate to reach higher self with a candle in front so I can see my wealth. Then I hit my own dance cause I respect myself. I was born on this earth so I can show my stuff. Yeah, let me talk my shit. Humble as fuck but I am so legit. Low to a fault but do not call it quits. Call on the shots so that my team can live. Not so many, but I get a few. My day ones, they can see through you. Community, call it CTU. It's all a game, we still are brand new. The old world is falling. The matrix is crumbling. Unveil the own power of your mind. The time is now. Black men, come to the world with a new plan. Okay, wise men, see through the veil, make a new land. Oh wait, I stand, find the divine with a rebrand. Ole, my clan. We are the ones who will save men, yeah. Black men, come to the world with a new plan. Okay, wise men, see through the veil, make a new land. Oh wait, I stand, find the divine with a rebrand. Ole, my clan. We are the ones who will save men. We are the ones who will save men. People looking at Joe Biden with a raised hand. Niggas in the White House do not even care, man. Gotta be your own leader, it's in your own lens. Tut. I wanna see that people go rise up. To worship someone is just really sus. You gotta have the faith in your self-trust. I say, black men, come to the world with a new plan. Okay, wise men, see through the veil, make a new land. Oh wait, I stand, find the divine with a rebrand. Ole, we clan. We are the ones who will save men. Yeah. This is the vision. A world where there are no leaders. People rule themselves. The time is now. Begin. Yeah. I said. Yeah. I said.
Wow. That's powerful. I need to watch it a few more times to pick up on it. King. Oh, that's amazing. What does it feel like when you put yourself out there like that? How do people respond to when you're putting your emotions out there and you're saying stuff and you're speaking your truth? How do people respond? And is it scary?
It's definitely it's just just wild. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's a beautiful thing because like I don't I like I do make music for myself, like it's therapeutic, but it's also to like help others. And because we know, like as fans of music, like when we hear a new record or song from someone we really like it does so much for us more than they know. So I just want to be that positive energy for people. But it's awesome. It's all I ever wanted, which is why I did this whole journey. And yeah, it's really cool to see like what is resonating with people. It's helping them speak their truth because especially living in a world where like the masses control everything. I think it's very important for people to have their individual voices. And so if they can see someone like me doing that, then it's going to encourage them to do the same for themselves.
And
Um, yeah.
that's what I'm trying to use this online music experience for, is letting kids find ways, since we can't do it in our ensembles, can they create art in some way? Because art is that expression of who we truly are at the core. And when we can do that and share it, people can resonate and respond to that. And that's how we build bridges and build relationships. And that's the kind of world I want to live in.
Me too. Yeah, definitely. If anything, kids should be even way more empowered because now the internet has given all of them a voice.
Yeah.
And they can,
They have
yeah,
so much to say.
exactly,
Let's
exactly.
listen to the youngsters. They got it together. I'm so impressed with them. So I am so grateful to you for being here. It's been so fun to watch your journey, watch you grow up, watch you be that little ninth grade boy, that little kid that came in and truly stepping into your name and being someone who I can say I have 171 teenagers that I can trust to look up to you. So
Oh,
thanks for paying it back to us, to those people who follow in your footsteps.
thank
You've
you so
left a
much, Mom.
legacy.
Thank you.
And
That's
so,
love. Thank you
okay.
so much. Appreciate it.
Okay.